You're spending two, maybe $3,000 a year on gasoline, every single one of you watching this. And I'm telling you right now, a big chunk of that money does not have to leave your wallet. Your car is eating fuel it does not need to eat, and it's been doing it for months or years, and nobody's told you because the people who benefit from you burning more gas aren't exactly rushing to help you burn less. My name is Rusty. I've been fixing cars in these mountains for 50 years. Elk Creek, West Virginia. I've had neighbors, their kids, and now their grandkids bringing me their trucks and cars since before most of you were born. And I see the same two problems on almost every single vehicle that pulls up to my place. Two things that are costing you hundreds of dollars a year in wasted gas. One of them costs $3 to fix. The other one costs you nothing, $0. And both of them take less time than filling your gas tank. The dealer knows about these. Your mechanic knows about them. The quick lube place on the corner knows. They all know. But they make money when you don't. So here we are. I'm going to show you both of them today. I'm going to explain exactly why they're draining your tank, exactly how to fix them yourself, and exactly how much money you're going to save when you do. Had a woman drive up to my place last fall, a 2018 Chevy Equinox, about 70,000 miles. She said she was filling up every 5 days, spending $60 or $70 a pop. Thought something was wrong with the engine. Maybe the fuel injectors. Maybe something electrical. I told her to pop the hood, and before I even touched anything else, I pulled her air filter out and held it up to the sky. You couldn't see a speck of light through it. It was black, solid black, like somebody had used it to clean a coal stove. I walked inside, grabbed a new filter off my shelf. It cost me $8 and snapped it in. Took maybe 15 seconds. I told her to come back in a couple of weeks and tell me how it's going. She called me 12 days later. Said she was filling up every 7 days instead of 5. Same driving, same routes, same car. The only thing that changed was clean air getting into the engine. And that makes sense when you understand what's happening under your hood. Your engine is basically a giant air pump. It sucks in air, mixes it with fuel, ignites it, and that explosion is what moves your car down the road. The ratio has to be right. For every 1 part of fuel, your engine needs 14.7 parts of air. That's not a recommendation. That's chemistry. When your filter is clogged, your engine can't pull in enough air. It's like trying to run a 100-yard dash while breathing through a coffee straw. You'll still move, but you're going to work a hell of a lot harder doing it. Now here's where it gets interesting. Modern engines have a sensor called the MAF sensor, mass airflow sensor. It sits right behind the air filter and measures exactly how much air is coming through. When the filter is clogged, less air reaches the sensor. The computer sees the reduced airflow and adjusts. At low speed, normal driving around town, it cuts fuel to match the lower air, so you're making less power. Then you hit a highway on-ramp, you step on the gas, and the engine has to dump extra fuel in to give you what you're asking for. The mixture goes rich. You're burning gas for nothing. The Department of Energy tested this. On older carbureted engines, the kind I grew up rebuilding, a dirty filter drops fuel economy 6 to 11%. On modern fuel-injected engines, the direct fuel economy hit is 2 to 6%. But here's what nobody talks about from that same study. They measured a 7 to 11% loss in horsepower. Less horsepower means your engine revs harder to do the same job. And when your engine revs harder, it burns more fuel. Period. It's all connected. but it gets worse. When the filter gets really clogged, the pressure differential across it gets too high. Tiny particles of dirt start pushing through the filter media and coating your MAF sensor in a layer of grime. Now the sensor is giving bad readings. Your computer is making bad fuel decisions based on bad data. Your check engine light comes on. You go to the dealer, they plug in their scan tool, pull a MAF code, and tell you the sensor needs to be replaced. $300 to $500, depending on the vehicle. That's exactly what happened to a guy who came up here 2 winters ago in a Dodge Ram. Check engine light, running rough, terrible mileage. His dealer quoted him $460, MAF sensor replacement, labor, diagnostic fee. I pulled his air filter and it looked like it had been in there since the Obama administration. I put a new one in for $12, sprayed his MAF sensor with a $5 can of CRCMAF sensor cleaner that you can get at any auto parts store, cleared the code with a $25 OB2 scanner, and sent him home. Under $50 total. His truck ran like it just rolled off the lot. That dealer wanted $460 for a problem that started with a $12 filter. And they knew it. Every mechanic in that shop knew it. But a $12 filter doesn't pay the bills the way a $460 repair order does. Here's what you do. Go to Walmart, AutoZone, O'Reilly, or Amazon, wherever you want. Type in your year, make, and model, and buy an engine AIR filter. They run $7 to $15 depending on the brand. Bring it home. Pop your hood. Find the air box. It's a big plastic box, usually right on top of the engine or off to the side, with a fat rubber hose coming out of it. Unclip the clips or unscrew a couple of screws. Lift the lid. Pull the old filter out. Hold it up to the light. If you can't see through it, you needed a new one 3,000 miles ago. Drop the new one in the same way the old one came out. Close the lid. Clip it shut. That's it. 30 seconds. My granddaughter did it when she was 9. Do this every 12 to 15,000 miles. If you're on dirt roads, gravel, or in construction zones, every 10,000. Up here in the mountains, I tell all my neighbors 10,000, no exceptions. And stop paying a dealer $50 to $140 to do something that takes less time than tying your shoes. Now, the second thing that's draining your gas tank is even simpler than the filter, and it's not going to cost you a dime to fix. Your tires. NHTSA, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, ran a survey on vehicles across the country. 1 in 4 passenger cars is driving around right now with at least one underinflated tire. 1 in 3 if you drive a truck or a sport utility vehicle. That's tens of millions of vehicles burning extra fuel every single mile because of air. Free air. Here's why it matters. When your tire is low on pressure, more rubber sits on the pavement. More rubber on the pavement means more rolling resistance. More rolling resistance means your engine has to push harder to move the car the same speed. And pushing harder means burning more fuel. It's physics. The Department of Energy put a number on it. For every single PSI, your tires are below the recommended pressure. You lose 0.2 to 0.3% fuel economy across all 4 tires. Doesn't sound like much, right? Do the math. Tires lose about 1 PSI per month just sitting there. That's normal. It's how rubber works. Air molecules slowly push through the tire wall over time. If you haven't checked your tire pressure in 3 or 4 months, and be honest with yourself, most of you haven't, you could easily be 8 to 10 psi low on every tire. At 10 psi low, the Department of Energy says you're losing 2 to 3% fuel economy. On $2,400 a year in gas, That's $50 to $70 gone. Just evaporated because you didn't spend 2 minutes at the air pump. And that's just the gas. Here's what really gets me. Tires that run 5 PS, I below, recommended pressure wear out 25% faster. You know what a set of tires costs these days? $600 to $1,000 for most trucks and sport utility vehicles. 25% faster wear means you're buying a new set a full year earlier than you should be. That's another $150 to $250 you just lit on fire. NHTSA says properly inflated tires last 4,700 miles longer. 4,700 miles of free driving you're leaving on the table. Had a kid drive up here last summer. 23 years old, just out of college, driving a Honda Civic. Told me he couldn't afford his gas bill. I pulled out my gauge and checked his tires. 32 PS I recommended for his car. He was running 22 on the front left, 24 on the front right, 20 on the rear left, 26 on the rear right. Not a single tire was where it should be. I filled all four, took about 90 seconds. He called me a week later and said the car felt like it got a tune-up. Steering felt lighter, the car rolled easier, and he went from filling up every 8 days to every 10. Same car, same driving, same everything, just air. Here's what you do, and don't overcomplicate this. Go buy a tire pressure gauge. $3 to $5 at any auto parts store, any gas station, any Walmart. Throw it in your glove box. Once a month, and this part matters, first thing in the morning, before you drive anywhere, when the tires are cold, check all four. Your correct pressure is on a sticker inside the driver's door jamb, not on the tire sidewall. That number is the maximum pressure the tire can handle, not what your car needs. Two completely different numbers. Fill to what the door sticker says. Most gas stations have free air. If yours charges $1 or $2, find a different one or go to a tire shop. They'll fill your tires for free and not think twice about it. And pay attention when the seasons change. Every 10-degree drop in temperature costs you 1 to 2 psi. So when fall hits and the temperature drops 40, 50 degrees from summer, you could be down 5 to 10 psi without touching anything. That's money leaking out of your tires every time the weather changes. Only 42% of drivers check their tire pressure regularly. 42%. That means more than half the people on the road right now are burning extra gas and killing their tires early and don't even know it. Don't be one of them. So let's add this up because I want you to see the real number. A clean air filter saves you 3 to 6% on fuel. Properly inflated tires save you another 2 to 3%. Combined, that's 5 to 9% of your annual gas bill back in your pocket. On $2,400 a year, and a lot of you are spending more than that, especially the way prices have been going this year. That's $120 to $216 in fuel savings alone every single year. But that's just the gas. You're also not paying the dealer $40 to $140 to change a filter you can swap in 30 seconds. You're not paying $300 to $500 to replace a MAF sensor that wouldn't have gone bad if you'd kept a clean filter in there. And your tires are lasting 4,700 miles longer, which means you're pushing that $600 to $1,000 tire replacement back by a full year. Add it all up, and you're looking at $300 to $500 a year in real savings, not theoretical, not best case scenario. Real money that stays in your account instead of going to a dealer, a tire shop, or an oil company. The air filter costs you $8 to $15 and 30 seconds of your time. The tire gauge costs you $3 to $5 and 2 minutes a month. The air is free. That's it. That's the whole secret. No special tools, no mechanical knowledge, no appointment, no labor charge. Every dealer in this country, every quick lube shop, every tire center, they all know about this. They've known for decades, but they make more money when you don't know. So they're not exactly putting it on a billboard. I've been doing this 50 years. I've never once met a broke man who couldn't afford a $10 air filter. But I've met plenty who couldn't afford the repair bill that came from not buying one.